Hi, welcome to our last podcast of 2022. We're closing out 2022 with an update podcast to recap season 1 of Unlocking the Vault with Dan Linstedt. We have some gifts for our podcast listeners, so stay tuned for our holiday giveaways that we've sort of snuck into this podcast like a scavenger hunt. We wanted to wrap up this year with some fun, so buckle up. Find out what you may have missed in season 1 during Unlocking the Vault with Dan Linstedt. We launched this podcast with episode 1, which we titled Foundations. We wanted you to know what this podcast was about. We want to be inclusive of the business. And so we wanted to make sure we not just spoke to our technical community, but also to the business community. The purpose and the audience of the initial podcast was to discuss the importance of terminology in any methodology. We talked about the history of DataVault and its relevance in the industry. All of these topics were part of our Foundations initial episode. So episode 2, we started to define and solve business risk. We discussed auditability of data and analytics for compliance, distributed privacy data concerns and privacy policy, global security, and the risk associated with these problems. Basically, an introduction to just a few of the data governance concerns our businesses and technical folks have been facing. In episode 3, Auditing and Scaling, Dan took a deep dive on the most common issues taken for granted by the business, like auditability and how to design for scalability, not just in the data, but in the teaming and the processes. This discussion led us into episode 4, because in order to address these business issues with your data, you have to have a sound methodology. Episode 4 addresses this need for sound methodology and extended the requirement for a solid methodology beyond our day-to-day business. We discussed how a solid, repeatable analytics methodology can play and boost value in mergers, acquisitions, and divestiture of data. So defining business terms and JP Morgan Chase's Data Vault was a focus of episode 5. Here, Dan looked at why KPAs and KPIs are important and what it means to the business to build an analytic solution from these key aspects. We continue this business-focused discussion around KPAs and KPIs into episode 6, when we address how does Data Vault tie business perspectives to data for success. We got a bit technical in this episode as Dan laid out, what are the Data Vault standards versus best practices. He addressed why the testing rigor that the Lockheed Martin team incorporated into the Data Vault during its creation and refinement and as its foundation is so critical, and how that same testing rigor is encouraged and implemented throughout the life cycle of the Data Vault today. What DataVaultAlliance calls Data Vaults done right, everywhere, every time. And here's our first giveaway. For those of you listening, make a note of this coupon code, Unlock Offer 1. That's UNLOCKOFFER1. This coupon will unlock free access to the WWDVC 2018 presentation recordings for 180 days. This is a $649 value, folks, yours to access for free for 180 days. So hear firsthand from presenters like Knowles Everson, one of our excellent authorized instructors, as he discusses technical debt in 2 parts. Or hear Michael Oshimka, another one of our instructors, as he presents on self-service BI in the shadow of stringent regulation. How'd you like to hear from Ken Graziano, the data warrior and former Snowflake evangelist, as he discusses how to make sense of schema on read? Or listen to Intact Financial as they map out their data warehousing test automation journey and how Data Vault played an integral role in their success. Take a peek inside the DoD intelligence community with Mike Economou from Quadrant as he discussed his Data Vault in the federal sector. Or any of these other valuable presentations from Scott Ambler, Bill Inman, our father of data warehousing, and many more. Naturally, both business and technical professionals tend to ask, why Data Vault? And typically they try to evaluate Data Vault against other analytic components in our industry. Usually, and unfortunately, those comparisons are inaccurate because the comparison is sort of apples to oranges. To help in this comparison process, Dan explains in episode 7, how does DataVault compare to other analytic approaches, how to properly compare DataVault to anything, and what it has to do with demonstrable analytics maturity. For those of you interested in ROI and the value of investing in the DataVault 2.0 methodology, episode 8, titled Minimizing Rework, Reengineering, and Refactoring in Your Analytics Solution, deals with safeguarding your investment in your analytics solution. In this episode, Sanjay Pande and Dan talk about past stories of how DataVault has benefited the companies that have adopted it and continues to do so today. Sanjay Pande is back with us for episode 9, building an online transactional processing system as a DataVault, talking about the Cindi timeshare story. In case you were wondering, yes, you can build full application systems on top of a DataVault foundation. Dan and Sanjay tell the story of Cindi timeshare and how their leadership paved an innovative solution to their data challenges by transitioning their operational systems over to DataVault for live analytics. You want to know how to deliver live analytics without moving data? This episode gives you the inside scoop on how to implement DataVault as a foundation of your next OLTP system. And here's our second giveaway. For those of you listening, make a note of this coupon code: UNLOCK WWDVC2, all one word. That's UNLOCK WWDVC and the number 2. This coupon will unlock free access to the WW 2019 presentation recordings for 180 days. You'll be able to listen to speakers like our keynote, Eric Cavanaugh, as he talks about double vision or depth perception and what that means in the data world. We have John Giles, the author of Elephant in the Refrigerator, discussing building a fast, good ontology, and learn how DataVault was implemented by a group of students at Eastern Carolina University to answer questions for the state of North Carolina. Or hear Neil Strange talk about automated testing in a DataVault. These are all demonstrative of the type of content you receive by attending the Worldwide DataVault Consortium. Again, our annual event. Not only does it provide this unique opportunity to hear from experts and from our customers who actually implement our DataVault solution, but you have an unprecedented opportunity to network with our speakers and connect with others traveling along the same journey. Episode 10, Unleashing Business Value from DataVault, speaks to an often misunderstood and more often misrepresented aspect of the DataVault solution. For all you business analysts out there, this episode speaks to how you can help your business derive massive value from your data by providing business-focused initiatives at the start. It's part of the DataVault Agile WOW, or ways of working, and it's foundational to a properly built DataVault 2 solution. So speaking to our analysts and those whose job it is to consume data for business value, Episode 11, DataVault and Data Science Synergies, outlines how DataVault enables data curation and high-quality consumable data outcomes that are a requirement for AI and machine learning. Learn how we do it and how DataVault empowers data science. Episode 12, Migrating Your Legacy Enterprise Analytics System to a DataVault 2 solution. This is where we discuss how to migrate and transition from your legacy data warehouse and star schema implementation to a DataVault 2 solution while continuing to service your customers and information consumers. And here's our third giveaway. Be sure to catch this coupon code, UNLOCK DS3. That's UNLOCK, D as in dog, S as in Sam, the number 3, all one word. This coupon unlocks your free access to WWDVC 2021. These presentation recordings are going to be a real treat for you data scientists out there. Our entire conference in 2021 was focused on data science and how DataVault provides a massive boost in enabling data science and data scientists. Our keynote, Richard Strange, an Oxford University PhD candidate, talks about data challenges in research and is DataVault 2 the answer? Francesco Pupini and Bill Inman discuss building out the DV2 information mart based on the unified star schemas concept. Heli Helskayaho returns and walks us through two presentations, her keynote and introduction to machine learning, and her second presentation on machine learning and Data Vault. Hanu Jarvi discusses how to use Data Vault 2 to capture value in AI and ML pipelines, while Bruce McCartney, one of our experienced and seasoned instructors, walks through how to use AI to create your business data vault. Lynn Noel outlines digital businesses' dependency on data, digital transformation, and good data management, all of which lead to innovation. Do you want to know how to organically identify data model subject areas through data structure graphs and how Data Vault enables this discovery? Then tune in to Doug Needham's discussion on the topics. Learn how one DoD intelligence agency is innovating with Data Vault from Michael Beach's presentation of Galaxy, or hear how Picnic incorporated Data Vault in data science, in automation, and in tracing supply chain and e-commerce flows by implementing a business vault as an enrichment to their DV2 implementation, how all that's working. Episodes 13 and 14, Building a New Data Vault Team, is a two-part series where we talk about how to understand where your team is with regard to data and information delivery maturity, how to introduce metrics and measures to help the team reach an optimized level of performance. Episode 15, The Best Outlets for Architect Creativity, we address the fear some organizations have that the introduction of a data vault removes the need for certain roles in the organization, and how the introduction of repeatable, consistent, pattern-based methods used for building an analytic solution may appear to a data or information architect to impact that creativity. We answer the question, is there even room for creativity in a data vault environment? The answer, cheat sheet, yes, there is. Episode 16, What is Agile? We answer this question and we address what Agile means. We define what is meant by Agile with a capital A and what is meant by Agile with a lowercase a, and how both are found inside of a data vault done right, everywhere, every time. Episodes 17, 18, and 19 is where Dan focuses on the question, build, centralize, or decentralize, which is better for the business? This three-part series addresses what centralized versus decentralized really means, whether or not these two seemingly juxtaposed positions actually even exist in our data and information-based industry. Not only that, what does this have to do with Data Vault? And how does Data Vault's approach to these ideas mesh, pun fully intended, with the concept of a data mesh? And that's our wrap-up of what you'll find inside of Season 1 of Unlocking the Vault with Dan Linstedt. I want to pause before we get to our last giveaway for a few additional announcements. DataVaultAlliance recently reopened our forums in a free, fully moderated platform to ensure that you receive the answers to your questions from an authoritative source. And who more authoritative than the owner and inventor of the Data Vault solution, Dan Linstedt himself. The forums are free to you to access and read. If you want to post a question of your own, you simply provide your email address to register as a member of the forums. No other cost involved. You can access the forums at https://forums.datavaultalliance.com. We invite you to access the URL and check out the platform and the content. And since we're giving you a sneak peek at the rich information-packed presentations that you will find at our annual conference, the Worldwide Data Vault Consortium, we want to remind you that our early bird tickets will fly away at the end of December, so don't miss out. Visit our conference website at WWDVC.com to see the conference sessions offered as we continue to build out these sessions and our schedule with our phenomenal presenters. And by the way, if you're interested in presenting at our conference, then please access the speaker submission section of the WWDVC.com website and enter your topic. In the meantime, don't miss this year's conference in beautiful Stowe, Vermont. Our final announcement is if you find these podcasts valuable and would like us to continue producing them, then we need to hear from you. Please take our quick survey found at the website, DataVaultAlliance.com, at /podcast-survey. Which brings us to our final giveaway. Here's your coupon code, Unlock Biz Value 4. That's UNLOCK, B as in boy, U, S as in Sam, V as in Victor, ALUE as in Edward, the number 4, all one word. This coupon will unlock the WWDVC 2022 presentation recordings to you for free for 180 days. During 2022, we had some great presentations as well, which is our tradition. We heard from Paul Rankin as he discusses Roche's data mesh journey and why DataVault is an integral component of their system and their data mesh ecosystem. Mark Budzinski addresses the highlights of DataVault's done right and why this is critical to your business. Mary Mink asked the question, are you pressing the easy button with your automation tool? And Scott Ambler talks about technical debt from a project management perspective. Wayne Eckerson opened our conference this year with this challenge. What does it mean to offer data architecture as a service? And our beloved Heli from Finland discusses why does machine learning feel so difficult? Matt Florian talked about automated machine learning in DataVault. And our other keynote, Jennifer Stirrup, unravels DataVault, data mesh, and data fabric for us. Finally, Veronica Durgan gets into how to secure your Snowfort on Snowflake. And there's much more learning content there for you. So from Dan Linstedt, Sanjay Pande, and me, Cindi Meyersohn, we want to thank you for your business, your support, and for being such an amazing community for so many years. We wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and Season's greeting, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year.